We got, so this is, we were in San Francisco last weekend and went to Boudin Bakery, and this is like the third loaf that we got like just a shit ton of bread. It's like really good bread right down on the wharf. You just bring it home, wrap it in plastic wrap, and freeze it, you know? We've been eating like sourdough French toast all week long. It's awesome. So what I usually do is like I'll cut it kind of at an angle, because if you just cut it this way, it's kind of a small grilled cheese, but if you cut it at an angle, it gives you kind of a nice profile. And it takes some work, you know, especially like with the sourdough. I tend to use hearty breads. You know, I mean, it's got you can see that it's got just a nice crust on it. You can see kind of how I'm pushing down on that, and that's awesome bread. One of the tricks I use for measuring bread so I get the same size slices is I'll just do the width of the knife and stand it up, make sure it's parallel, and then just cut that next piece. And you can see that's not parallel at all. It's like, so I kind of fucked that one up, but whatever. I'm going to do 2 of these. One of the other tricks too is I oven finish these. So we'll start it out in the pan. See, and the trick is because, you know, cheese, I'm using like 3 different cheeses here, and they melt at different rates, and you want to make sure that your bread doesn't get over toasted. You know, you want it toasted just the right amount without being burnt, but you got to make sure that the bread gets, you know, adequately toasted as well, and the cheese is all melty and stuff. So what you want to do is take a cast iron pan. There's no other choice. Okay, don't try and do this on a non-stick pan. Just cast iron. That's what you're doing. Crank that up to about a medium heat. We'll go like a 5.5. Okay, so we got our breads. That's good. We've got some butter. This is a really nice Amish cultured butter. It's pretty fantastic. We've got some Gouda cheese. We're gonna do a 3 cheese on this one. We'll pull out like some pre-sliced Gouda, just 2 of those, 1 for each sandwich. That should be plenty. That's kind of a half-ass piece though. Let's save that for something else. And we've got, here's what I dig. Like, I really like the sharpness of cheddar cheese, like that tanginess to it. The thing you gotta remember, this is a sharp, and then I've got an extra sharp I'm gonna use as well. When you cook cheese, like when you melt it, as soon as you melt it, it loses a degree of sharpness. So if you start with sharp, it's going to lose a degree of sharpness and go down to a medium. Okay, if you don't like the taste of medium cheese, if you're like a mild cheddar fan, God help you in the first place. But start with a medium cheddar and let it go down to mild. If you start with a mild cheddar, it's not even worth making a sandwich. Okay, just don't. So yeah, so we'll start with sharp cheddar. We're going to just cut off a few slices here. There's for 1 sandwich. There's for 2 sandwiches. And then we're gonna do some of this extra sharp as well. Not as much, because this kind of packs a little bit of a punch, but just to kind of give the sandwich a nice little extra zest. So there's our cheese. It's important to have beer with this as well. If you want to do soup with it, you can. One other thing. So this is an heirloom tomato out of my garden. I like putting slices of tomato on them just because with all that fat from the cheese, a little bit of acid in it, a little bit of freshness, really kind of helps balance things out. So I'm just gonna cut the, look at that's friggin' glorious. Now my wife, she likes big old thick slices of tomato. I like thin ones. So that'll be like 1 sandwich right there. If you don't have really awesome heirloom tomatoes, totally fine. You can tell my knife needs sharpened a little bit. Get 1 more slice here. Just like any tomato will work. Make sure it's like ripe and stuff, but really any tomato is going to be totally fine. And we'll do 1 more. All right, there we go. Ta-da. This will be treats for Elliot because he loves tomatoes. All right, so you want to give your pan a fair amount of time to heat up, and you want to make sure your oven is at 550. Okay, we're at 515 right now. We're going to give it just another couple seconds. We'll just kind of lay this out here. So we got 2 sandwiches. Do it that way. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, bread is a little bit thick. Totally cool. Ain't even worried about it. So we'll take our Havarti, put that on there, and break it up and make it, you know, just make it work. You know, it's pretty much going to work the way it is. Awesome. Then we'll put our sharp cheddar on. We'll put our extra sharp on. I'm eating that one. Tasty. Ta-da. Oh, tomatoes. So we'll do just a sprinkle of salt on here. You've actually got plenty of salt with the cheese, but a little bit of salt right on the tomato kind of helps, you know, bring out some of those juices. A little fresh cracked pepper. I know you're thinking, this ain't your mom's grilled cheese. This is the real deal. This is the way it's supposed to be done. So we'll take our butter over here. Okay, pan's hot. We got our sandwiches ready. Get our second pan heating up. I forgot that part. This is a two-pan method. These are both exactly the same. Even if you're just making grilled cheese, it's totally worthwhile to spend the 25 bucks to invest in these two pans. They're like $12, $13 a piece. You can get them like Target, you can get them on Amazon, whatever. It's just a Lodge cast iron. I think this is a 14-inch. They're fantastic. They're incredibly useful. This is pretty much all I ever cook on is cast iron. And if you're gonna make it an epic grilled cheese, you need two of them, 1, 2. So we'll give that one just a second to come up to temperature. All right. So we got tomatoes, salt, pepper, butter, only on the top. I haven't buttered the bottom part of the bread, and there's a reason for that. You'll see in a minute. Put that up there. We've got our second pan, so this will be the top pan. That one's heating up as well, about the same temperature as this one is. So what we're gonna do on, this is our main cooking pan. So we'll throw a little bit of olive oil in there. And then we'll throw in some of this awesome grass-fed butter. The reason I throw the olive oil in is because it kind of raises the smoke point of the butter. Butter will burn pretty easily. I don't really want that. So the olive oil kind of helps keep that from happening. So we get a nice pool of butter and olive oil going on here. You can see it's starting to brown just a little bit. That's actually a really good thing. As the butter kind of takes on that caramely color, it's adding a little bit of toastiness to the flavor, and that's really kind of going to enhance what we got going on here. So we kind of give it a shake, make sure it's all evenly coated. Then we'll take sandwich number 1, put it right there. Sandwich number 2, put it right there. Now here's the trick. Oven's at 550. Pan number 2, put it right on top. And we're going to put both of these in the oven at 550. You want a nice heavy pan on top. It's going to weigh down on the sandwiches a little bit. We'll give that, maybe like 5 to 7 minutes. The temperature of the oven being nice and hot like that is going to help the cheese melt a lot more evenly. And then those two pans, those two hot pans, are going to toast the bread from both the top and the bottom. So that's the method to my madness. And you'll see when it comes out how absolutely perfect this thing is. That's glorious right there. Let's bring this over here. That is a thing of beauty. Golden melty. Golden melty. There's a little bit of strawberry preserves. I know, don't ask questions, just go with it. Like, why would I put strawberry preserves on my grilled cheese sandwich? Just trust me on this one. Beautiful. And this little piece of cheese right here, that's mine. Yep, I think there's two. Now, I would let that set for probably 2 minutes just so the cheese isn't like completely liquid. But after a minute and a half, 2 minutes, you're good to go. Strawberry preserves, just as it, dip it a little bit in there and just, you don't want to treat that shit like fry sauce and just like drown your fries in or anything. It's just, you just want a hint of it, just like a little bit on the bread. If a chunk of strawberry sticks to it, awesome. If it doesn't, cool. You just want just a little hint of that sweetness to it. It's going to really enhance it. And there's your epic grilled cheese, man.